Hey there, Fully Fitters. This is Coach AJ, and you're watching a new episode of Living Fully Fit, live from Africa. So, been taking a little hiatus, kind of getting situated here. Been in quarantine here for the last about 15, 16 days. So, as you all know, my full-time job is the Army. So I am deployed here in Africa. So right now, I'm getting ready, hopefully be out of this quarantine the next 5 days. And with that being said, we're gonna be looking this week at a topic all week long through every aspect of Living Fully Fit. And this week, we're looking at resilience. The word resilience, what does that mean? And so today we're looking at Fully Fit Mind. How do we become more mentally resilient? Think about this. When things come your way, which they always do, our thoughts tend to dictate what happens, right? And easily we can get our thoughts and our imagination kind of goes wild, and we lose track of where we're at and what we're doing, all based on our thoughts. When those outside circumstances come along and hit us hard, it's easy to throw in the towel and give up. And so we're gonna go over some tips, ideas, and a process to help you become more mentally resilient today. In this video, we're gonna look at mental resilience. When your mind feels stretched and you feel you can't go anymore, you can't think, you can't process all this overwhelming information. First off, take a moment and step away. I know that's easier said than done, but we have to step away from the situation. And I get it, situations tend to be hitting us rapidly, rapid fire sometimes. We have no control of the situation sometimes. But we do have control of how we think it and how we react to the situation. We do have control of our reaction and our thoughts. So we're gonna go over 8 tips, 8 steps, 8 processes when things come your way, when adversity comes your way, which adversity will. How do we get more mentally resilient to handle those things? That way we're not getting overwhelmed with thought and have a mental breakdown, right? Because we tend to get to that point where we're overwhelmed, all things are hitting at once, and we don't know what to do. I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced that myself, where everything's hitting at once, and you don't know what to do, so you shut down, or you go crazy, right? You feel those feelings, those thoughts, everything's hitting, you don't know what to think at first. You have to compartmentalize, right? You have to stop and compartmentalize what comes first. You have to ask yourself certain questions. You have to look at a process of how you tackle each thing. Because sometimes our adversities are coming all at once, and sometimes our adversities come one at a time. We have no control how adversity hits us. We only have control of our reaction and our thoughts, right? So first, to build a strategy for resilience is you have to avoid seeing the crisis as insurmountable problems. Yet they avoid seeing the crisis as it's never gonna go away, it's too big. When you start putting that in your mind, then it becomes too big in your mind. You know, truth isn't reality. You know, our truth isn't reality. I can't say, well, I can fly, so I'm gonna go jump off the building and fly. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, a lot of times what we think in our mind becomes reality for us. What we think is impossible becomes impossible for us. But when we think things as possible, it makes it a little bit easier to tackle a situation. So again, first strategy is to stop thinking the thing is too big, too problematic. Number 2 strategy, start accepting change. It's part of life. I know for some of us, change is a hard thing to wrestle with, right? You're that kind of person who like the same thing, like the same restaurant, the same movie, the same routine, same job, whatever it is. But life is about change. It's about ebb and flow. It's about current and wind changing. Life is change. We grow up, we die. You know, we lose family, we lose friends, we lose jobs, we get new jobs. Life is about that. It's about change. So we have to be okay with understanding change. It's okay. Even though for those who struggle with change is something we have to accept. We might not like it, but we have to learn to accept it. Number 3 in our strategy, we need to start moving towards our goals. Because sometimes those adversities tend to block our vision of our goal. We have to make sure that we maintain our vision of what our goals are. Our goals in life, our goals with family, our goals with friends, whatever that goal is. See, if we start putting in our mind that goal and put that in our sights, the adversity, those situations tends to kind of dissipate a little bit because we're focused. Like my goal is to be a great dad. And so because my goal for being a great dad, I'm gonna see past adversity, see past my circumstance to be a great dad. I'm not gonna let myself shut down and fall apart because my big ultimate goal to be a great dad is more important than the adversity I'm dealing with. Which leads us to our fourth strategy is take decisive action. After which you've dealt with all this stuff, you have to understand you have to make some kind of action. You have to think in your mind, okay, what now? Ask that question, what now? What do I do now? Not, what am I gonna do? That's a different thing there. What am I gonna do versus what do I do now? Don't start thinking of the future. You're gonna start overwhelming your mind again. You're gonna get cluttered again. Start thinking of what you can do now and take those baby steps towards your goals. Back to that step 3, right? But take decisive action. What can I do now? What can I do right this moment? If it's nothing, that's fine. Give your mind some rest, give your body some rest time, and focus on what you can do little by little. Take those baby steps. It's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Number 5, look for opportunities for self-discovery. A lot of times we go through situations in our life to teach us a lesson. You're wondering why God lets you go through things like this, because there's a lesson to be taught in these moments. And maybe you're a person who don't believe in God, that's fine. But there's a lesson to be learned in every situation. Situations that don't break us make us. They shape us, they sharpen us, they grow us, they strengthen us, they give us tools we can use later on. And maybe it's not a tool you can use in your personal life, maybe it's a tool you can help someone else with. That's the reality. Not all situations that happen to us are meant for us to be stronger later. Maybe it's meant for us to help someone else be stronger. Think of it that way. So again, take these opportunities for self-discovery. What can I learn from this? What is God teaching me? Or what is this situation teaching me here? What is to be learned? What can I learn about myself in all of this, in this self-discovery? Because there's something to be learned here. But when you start moving in that direction, you start looking at number 6, nurturing a positive view of yourself. When you start nurturing that positive view of, okay, what can I do about this? Who am I? Learning who you are because of the situation, kind of digging inward a little bit. That positive view, looking at what you can accomplish, not what you can't, but what you can, what is possible, not what's impossible. Then that resilience, that snap back into reality, and that compartmentalization of your thought process is going to happen. That's how we start. That's how we begin. That's how you start seeing resilience in your mind, is by looking at self-discovery moments in your life, opportunities where you can grow, and then nurturing that positive view of yourself. Number 7, keep things in perspective. It's so easy for us to lose perspective of what's happening. Think about it. Loss, change, reactionary things that happen all the time. It's so easy for us to lose sight of what's important, and for us to get scatterbrained and twirl around the rabbit hole of our thoughts and anxieties and fears and situations. But we have to kind of compartmentalize and put things in perspective and say, okay, what is the bottom line here? What do I need to do to move forward? Is this the end? Is this reality? Is this falling apart really? No, it's not. Most things that tend to break us don't really break us unless we allow it to. And what this video is designed to help you understand is that you right now, as you're going through your situation, as you're going through your moment, you right now, starting with your mind, you can snap back by putting things in perspective and seeing what you can accomplish through the situation, seeing it through a different lens even, looking from a third-person view of your situation. Maybe it's taking that step back and looking at your situation and thinking, okay, how do I see this? How do I think this differently? How do I change how I view my situation, how I think about my situation? Putting things in perspective. And lastly, step 8, We have to maintain a hopeful outlook. I'm not saying that you believe in rainbows and sunshine all the time. Oh, this is okay, I'm gonna be fine. It's okay to say, oh my gosh, this is terrible. It's okay to think something's terrible. I'm not thinking you get to blow sunshine and think unicorns and happy day frolicking with daisies. I'm not saying that. You have to be unrealistic. I'm just saying that we have to look at there's hope. In the end, there's always hope. There's always a way forward. There's always a way past the situation. It might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow, but eventually we can move past the situation. We can grow from it and learn from it and be resilient. In our mind, when we start thinking of the hope, the possibilities, we start thinking positively, thinking productively, thinking constructively, then you can start moving forward, because that constructive, possible mindset is called hope. Without hope, we can't snap back. Without hope, there's no resilience. Mental resilience starts with our mind, how we think things, how we compartmentalize things, how we change our view, and how we see things from the outside in sometimes. It takes us looking from the outside into our own lives and realizing that there's hope and reality that we can accomplish so much more. So again, as we're looking this week, in the next few videos for Living Fully Fit, of what it means to be resilient, this video, the first day here, is looking at our mental resilience. How do you snap back in your mind, take one step at a time, find that gleam of hope, that possibility, that goal in mind, and move forward little by little. I'm Coach AJ, and you just watched another video of Living Fully Fit here on location in Africa. Thanks for it. If you liked what you watch, make sure to subscribe down below. Again, check me out on Facebook. I'm putting a lot of content on there. Right now I'm in quarantine, so I got plenty of time to put tons of content. And right now I have a challenge for you as we're going through this whole coronavirus and Black Lives Matter and the protests that are happening around the world. I challenge you to join me with this 5-day fast on social media. 5 days of no politics, of no coronavirus, just post something positive, encouraging, funny, something good on your social media. Take a 5-day fast from looking at the stuff and posting that stuff, and I guarantee you it's going to help here with your mental resilience. But again, make sure to, if you like what you're watching, share it with someone, subscribe, and I'll check you guys out next time.